something. Need me for everything.
Sure do.
Yeah. What's going on? They already here. 8:05. They in the building already. Miss Asia, John Kelly. What's up, Joseph? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Y'all was already in the lobby.
Bro.
You know, we appreciate the love. Miss Maggie T is showed up because Matt might wanted me to be here.
Yep.
Hold on. I did want to make sure this wasn't an illusion. This looks like the full heavy hitters lineup is here tonight.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's right. That's right. Hit him with the heavy hitters.
I didn't realize that. God dang.
What's up, Fred Moore and Millie Mills? What's going on? What's going on, people? Welcome to Atlanta Falcons Nation.
A minute.
I guess it's the heavy hitters edition because we hear Mike. Yeah, Mike. You know what? Mike, lucky I was napping around that time he was going off because I sure would have pulled him off that screen. Like, what are you doing, sir? And he said it too on the show. Oh, Maggie's gonna get me. You're damn right. It ain't over with. It ain't over with, Mike. All this ranting.
See, I told y'all. See, they argue like a married couple on this motherfucker. Y'all get a full episode of Married with Children as long with the heavy hits.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Someone else asked, were you good? Mac had to get it out. I know it. I know he had to get it out.
The damn grizzly god of goof sauce in the building.
Well,
I see y'all leave me alone and I will be okay. Just
leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Oh. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Oh, Asia was upset. I seen that too. I was catching the tail end of it. Woo, Mike, you had her hot.
Oh, I know. Oh, Asia was going in.
She was going in. But what's up, y'all? Let's go ahead and get into the introductions. We enough of Mike and his rant. But who we got here? Who we got here on the panel? In case you don't know who we is,
you know.
To my top.
This is your beer drinker. I am the Adam Hangman page of the show. The sixth man. Fat man.
Fat man.
I'm just Kstlyz. You already know what we doing.
All right, and who you got next to you?
You already know the usual suspects. The calm before the storm, as Kstlyz will say. The voice of reason. Juju on that beat. All that.
Absolutely.
1/3 of the heavy hitters. We hear y'all. Let's make it happen. Let's get it cracking.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Who we got this crazy man below him? Mr. Mad Mike. What's going on, Mad Mike? Introduce yourself, folks don't know you.
If you don't know, I just had to.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Here we go.
Yes. If y'all didn't see the show,
I'm trying to woosah before I just I don't want to get back.
Hold on, Mike. Follow me, Mike. Follow me. Follow me.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
What the heck
is bothering me? There you go. You got it. Get your Tai Chi on right there.
Right,
see that?
I'm good now.
Okay.
Hey, I just had Reggie, man, I had a lot on my mind. Like, it's just, I haven't rented like that in a long time. All right. Yeah. I've been trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be a less calm person. Mellow Mike is in the building right about now. I don't know how long you're gonna be in this mug, but Mellow Mike is in the building right now.
Oh, that don't last too much long, you know.
Yeah, I get
about 30 minutes.
I get about to the end of this introduction.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know, part 2. Here we go. That's right. Exactly. They waiting on it. You had made them ready to see tonight. That's what it was. They were like, let me see what Mike got to say some more tonight. And in case you don't know who I am, I'm Miss Maggie T. I'm always in the back. I'll just be chilling, but Mike dragged me up on here today. I've had some family emergencies going on, so I kind of been missing in action for about a week or so. But you know, you got to be a mama. You got to take care of family first, so that's what you got to do. But I'm here today just to get on y'all nerves just a little bit. So let's go ahead and get into the show. If you guys are watching on Mad Mike Sports or any other channel, make sure you give every channel that you're on a subscribe, and then come on over to Atlanta Falcons Nation as well. Get us to 1,000. Jew is also trying to get to 1,000. I think we neck and neck right about now. AFN and Jew Talk Sports.
That's what Jew. That's what his numbers looking right now. They probably don't know why the hell I'm saying that, but I pay attention to everybody's numbers. I'm a numbers freak, dog.
Yes,
all this is 8. So get that man to 1,000, man. I'm tired of saying 8.
Somebody said give you some Patron so you can start up again.
That right there is the word for the night. We're just gonna say 8 all night for Jude. All right, stop. We can't keep saying 8. All right, so help that man get to at least 890. All right, 890, 900. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm on the road to 1,000 myself. I'm looking at my numbers. I need about 820 of y'all.
So every last 45 that's watching right now, go on over
I need about
just
KSTYLZ
and give him some love. Give that brother some love.
Yeah, they show. Hey, as long as they cracking jokes and showing respect, that's all the love I need.
Absolutely. Even the grapefruit goof of sauce. You my boy, dog. You my boy. You talk crap, but you here loyally to give me none but crap. I appreciate that, dog.
And tonight it's just a freestyle type of night. We did have a lineup, but we're gonna save that for tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow afternoon, because Twisted Torch wanted to be a part of that episode, so we'll save all that good stuff for next show. But tonight we're gonna open it up to the Q&A. But I did want to, what y'all want to talk about with that. What Arthur Smith said. Did y'all kind of catch what I had sent you guys about what he was saying? You want to elaborate on that, and then it's pretty much freestyle from here. So people, throw your questions in the chat. We just gonna fill it out today. That's what Friday Madness is gonna be about. What y'all had on the agenda today?
Let me freestyle? Y'all gonna let me freestyle?
Yeah, you do what you want to do.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. Don't get hey, I want to show y'all something. You see these? I ain't got my Zen beat, so anything can happen today. And
Friday Madness.
Thank you, Sean. It's been a heck of a week. I have a son that suffers with autism. Well, he's not suffering from autism, seizures, along with autism, and he kind of really messed up his hand real bad. In the middle of that, had a seizure, failed, all that. I was just like, what? This week has just been a week for me. It was just like one thing after the other. You hurt his hand, seizures all over the place. Like, Lord have mercy. So I'm hanging in there, though, people. I'm hanging in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to him having seizure, but it was just like, okay, is this because of his hand? What's really going on? So, but I'm here, people. Appreciate y'all.
She's strong. She's strong, and
I'm strong, mama. I'm a strong mama.
Dale is a strong.
Yeah, that nephew will be all right.
You'll be fine.
They gotta calm him down.
Right.
Very happy. Won't make it no better.
All right, people. So, did y'all want to get into what Arthur Smith said, or did I put it up? I didn't even type it on the thing.
Hey, it's freestyle. Hey, they know what the hell we gonna say. We don't need no damn title for it.
But he wanted to use multiple backups and trust schemes. And that's pretty much what he was saying in that last article I found about where he wanted to go with it a little bit. So how do y'all feel about that?
Y'all want me to take it?
Yeah,
I'm looking at you. I'm looking right at you. Go ahead.
So, I mean, to me, as far as Arthur Smith saying that he's going to use multiple backs, we all know that we don't have no Derrick Henry on our squad. So it's only one Derrick Henry in the NFL. Derrick Henry is like AP when he was in his prime. He's just a different beast. So whoever we draft, whoever we bring in, it has to be running back by committee. We've talked about it. The current NFL, the way it's set up, the best way to go about it is doing running back by committee. If you look at any team, you want to look at the Kansas City Chiefs, any of the teams that are consistently winning. The Buccaneers last year, they had a running back by committee. Even when we go back to Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman when we were in the Super Bowl in 2016, running back by committee is the answer. Even if you want to go back even to the Michael Turner days, even when we had Michael Turner, we had Jason Snelling. We had guys that we would, bring in that was his specialty backs. So I feel like if you want to keep your running backs fresh, it's smart to go running back by committee. So I wasn't surprised to hear Arthur Smith say that he's going to try to go running back by committee. I think that would be the smartest thing to do. Now, what running backs are still going to be here? You guys know I'm a huge fan of Brian Hill. He's a free agent. So I think he's a restricted free agent, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know if he's going to be brought back. But we still got Ito Smith. We still got Quadri Olison. Both of those guys, of course, we haven't even seen, what Quadri Olison could really do. We only seen a little bit out of him in 2019. Last year, he was pretty much inactive the whole season. So I think that it's going to be, that was smart from what he's saying as far as running back by committee, because we don't have that bell cow, as you want to call it. Like Todd Gurley, it seems like he's not coming back. And even with Todd Gurley at this point in his career, if he does come back, he's not the bell cow that he once was when he was in LA with the Rams, just due to his knee issues, the arthritis in his knees and stuff like that. So I feel like that's the smartest thing to do. Even if you look at the bell cows in the league, look at what happened to Christian McCaffrey with the injuries now. Look at what happened to Saquon Barkley. If you try to rely on one running back, you put all of those yardage on that one running back, we're starting to see the running backs, even that are in their prime, like Zeke Elliott. A lot of these guys are starting to nosedive with their success. Like Zeke Elliott, the last couple of years, he's fumbling the ball. He's kind of gotten out of shape since he's got that big contract. His numbers have went down. So it's kind of like a Devontae Freeman type deal with him. It's like a lot of these running backs, they get paid these big contracts. And once they get those big contracts, it seems like their career kind of goes downhill. So Mike, they already know. I've been saying for pretty much all of the episodes that I've been on with these guys, it's like, I don't want us to bring in no more veteran running backs. I don't want no more retreads. I'm done with these veteran running backs. Let's just draft some young legs, because most of these guys, once we get these guys' tires are worn. I don't want no more old running backs. I don't care if you got to draft 2 running backs, because you always can find good running backs later on in the draft. It's been proven. Alvin Kamara was not a first-round pick. He was like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like a 3rd or 4th round pick. So you can find these guys in the draft, even as late as like the 5th round. I've even seen unsigned guys. Like Brian Hill was not a high draft pick. So it's guys you can find. A lot of these guys, Philip Lindsay, I've seen somebody talking about him with the Broncos. He was a late round draft pick. A guy that I'm looking at in this draft that I feel like is being overlooked is Chuba Hubbard. He's a guy that rushed for 2,000 yards in 2019. He's going to be a guy that can go in the 4th, 5th round. So we don't need to take a running back high unless we just really want to go for that premier back. And that's the Najee Harris's, that's the Travis Etienne's, but we don't need those guys. I feel like we need to go defense. We all know that we need defense. So I feel like with the top pick, let's try to fix this defense and fix the trenches. If you have a good offensive line, you can put anybody back there and they can run for a lot of yardage. If you go back to before Zeke Elliott was in Dallas, they had Darren McFadden. He rushed for over 1,000 yards with Dallas. If you look at the Washington Redskins at one point, they had Alfred Morris. He was never a great running back, but he rushed for 1,000 yards the first couple of years they had him. So, like I said, we fix the trenches, we'll be fine. I feel like running back by committee is the answer.
All right. Who next?
I guess I'll go with. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one next. Bleacher Report. I seen Asia talk about it in the chat earlier about Le'Veon Bell. Do you know they throwing out? Do you know they're throwing out? Hold on. They're throwing out Leonard Fournette's name for the Falcons now. Y'all heard about that?
Repeat that.
Like,
I didn't hear that.
I just looked at it just now. That's why I was looking down, looking dumbfounded. Like, really? Do we need sloppy seconds from somebody else?
No. Mm-mm. I need somebody with stronger ankles than him. Like that man ankles about as strong as goddamn peanuts, bro. No, I'm good with that.
We need new hoes. We don't need old hoes no more. New hoes.
Hey.
But on a serious note, though, like you said, it's just how the game is now, man. You all the Super Bowl winning teams, playoff teams, win with running back by committee because you always want that fresh running back on the field. I think we did the stat last week when we said Christian McCaffrey has almost 1,000 touches in 3 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ezekiel Elliott had 1,500 in 4 years.
Whew.
Like I said, you not finna win in the NFL with just one belt. And Derrick Henry's about to hit the wall here in the next year or two. They're just keeping a buck. He's about to hit the wall.
I see somebody in favor of Mike's throwback rant.
Oh man, don't do that.
Dave Robinson said, man, he missed Mad Mike. He said, fellow Mike got the boot.
I look, my little cousin, man. I felt so embarrassed by doing it, but it felt like I had to get it out. But I was so embarrassed.
Hey.
It was on his conscience, so he kept mentioning my name. I'm like, I ain't even studying your ass. That's what I'm doing.
I got calls after that. Okay, I got calls after that. It was like, Mike, you know, Uncle Mike, you know, the kids watch the show, right? It's like, oh God, because I totally forgot all about the kids. Right?
Don't mind me. My bad.
I knew it had to be you.
No, that shit came out of nowhere. My bad. I'm sure.
Look. One thing about AFN, man, it's like AFN, man, Mike Sports, man, you're gonna get what I don't like, even if it's curse words, it doesn't matter. If it's just whatever, man. It's all about genuine. For me, I gotta be genuine. And if those words just so happen to come out for me, it's something that I don't do. The guys know me for years, who've been me for years. Jew has been with us for years. He's watched us for years. Even Jew has had his moments where he was like, he's screaming, and Jew don't really raise his voice like that. So it's moments like that. Just like, look, we get so many questions, we get so many comments. It's just like, okay, when are we gonna start using common sense? And today I was just like, look, bro, y'all gotta quit it. Y'all gotta stop. Because we're talking about football. Football is a team sport. AFN, this is all a team. Man, Mike Sports is a team. So if that is the case, y'all just want a motherfucker who can't even beat out, excuse my language, but a mother freaker, okay? A mother freaker. Maybe that sounds better. Maybe if you want a guy that can't beat out Jake Fromm, who's a practice squad quarterback.
Kstlyz.
Hush,
woman. It wasn't even 30 minutes. It wasn't even 30 minutes in.
Y'all want a man who couldn't even beat out Jake Fromm, this man ain't even on the roster. He ain't on the 53-man roster, and y'all want him to be our fourth, like y'all want him to be the fourth overall pick.
I got a better way of saying this. Y'all want Byron Leftwich 2.0. Byron Leftwich 2.0. I understand y'all. Like I said, this is a general. These are general comments. This ain't to specific people. If you don't fall in this category, it's not addressing you. I understand you want a new face. Now, this is my see. The difference with my rants are smooth. So I got the pimp talk with mine. So my operator. Oh yeah. But go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish it.
Go ahead. Just go ahead and rant, Mike. Go ahead.
That's honestly it. I don't understand why you want a quarterback that couldn't beat out Jake Fromm. The man couldn't beat out Jake Fromm. Don't give me this crap about him beating. Like Clemson had at least 5-10 starters out that game last year. The one y'all bragging so much about. They didn't even have their coaches. They didn't have the defensive coach. They didn't have the offensive coordinator. They was missing players on offense and defense, and y'all bragging about that? Huh? Make it make sense. I want to right now. I need everybody in the comments. Give me a reason outside of him throwing hard, him being from Georgia, and him being black. Tell me why you want him on this squad. And I don't want to hear nothing about, I just don't trust Matt Ryan. Oh, I don't trust him. Man, what did that got to do with football? This ain't a damn relationship. We ain't getting married. This ain't what the Bachelor. This ain't the damn Bachelor. Who the hell cares about a trust? Can the man throw the ball? Can he make it accurate throw? That's what we talking about. So I want somebody in the comments. If you got the damn guts, Miss Maggie, is it okay that they come on the show? Is it okay that they come on the show?
It's the man.
We can manage it. Well, we're just going, it's freestyle tonight. So
I just want to know. Somebody come on right now and without saying those 4 things, tell me why you want Justin freaking Fields on this damn team. How he's going to make the defense better. How he's going to turn around his offense. Somebody tell me.
See? We at right around that 30-minute mark. Y'all see it. But I'm good. I'm just. But like you said, it's a team game. Like I said, Matt Ryan does not play defense. Like I said, I understand it's throws that he could have made. That is fine. But you can't ignore the fact that this defense was dead last in passing. Defense. Damn near dead last in sacks.
Look at Keon O'Neal talking about he can play quarterback. Where it go? I can play quarterback.
I can play quarterback.
Hey, don't say that because they gonna actually petition for him to play quarterback next season. Shit. After Russell Gage threw that touchdown pass.
Where Deion Jones at? Where he at? I know he lurking in here somewhere.
Yeah, he laughed at one of my videos too. That shit was funny.
Who? Deion?
Yeah, he was laughing at the Dan Quinn joke. But, we got a $2 super chat already.
$2 going towards our $5 box.
Hey.
So we trying to get some Popeyes tonight.
I'm like seriously, that's the only thing that I like. I'm willing to listen to everybody. All right, thank you, Joe V, for that. I honestly believe it's like even Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance. I don't quite trust. I don't know, Jew. You guys can probably speak on this, but I don't quite trust any quarterback who haven't thrown an interception. I will never trust you if you've never made mistakes in the whole season, bro. Nah, you can get your to the left. Go, okay? To the left, to the left. Don't bring your ass on my team. You not stepping foot on my team if you ain't made mistakes. I ain't having it. So like Trey Lance, I treat him a little bit better than him. Go ahead.
No, I'm about to say problem with Trey Lance that I saw from the offense that they run. It's a lot of quarterback powers and deep shots. So I didn't really see too much intermediate going on with there. If you're judging it based on his season last season, then you got a point. But the fact that is he played one game this season and looked mediocre at best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like what is going to be the basis on what are you basing it on? Because like you said, if you ain't never threw an interception, I can't tell you nothing. It's like it ain't gonna work against NFL talent.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kstlyz. Were you done, Kstlyz?
Oh, I was just about to say because he's playing against DeVry Institute and Everest Institute teams and shit. So we don't know, but we got $5 super chat. Joy V said he threw one in the Arkansas State game. Yeah, that's the game that's the only game he played this year.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Drew. What you got?
So, first off, I'm gonna talk about Justin Fields, and then I'll talk about Trey Lance as well. Since everybody's scared to debate Mike on it, but everybody keeps saying this. Everybody keeps saying his name. This is how I feel about Justin Fields. This is how I feel about.
I'm gonna give him a chance on towards the end of the show. I want y'all to get y'all piece in first before we go all people on. So go ahead, speak what you know, Jew.
Here's my thing with Justin Fields, and I'm okay with the Falcons drafting him. Believe it or not, beyond popular belief, I am a Matt Ryan lover, Ryan Knight, whatever you want to call me. I love Matt Ryan. I think he's the best option at quarterback. But at the end of the day, if we were to take Justin Fields, this is the thing. This is my thing with Justin Fields. Arthur Smith, when he was in Tennessee, he had Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, prior to going to Tennessee, was a first-round pick of the Miami Dolphins. He was on his way to being a bust. Everybody thought he was a bust. He was able to go to Tennessee, and Arthur Smith was able, based off of the actual offense that they were running, where they had options, where it could be quarterback keepers and things of that nature, he was able to get the best out of Ryan Tannehill. So I believe if we bring in a quarterback that can run, like a Justin Fields, like a Trey Lance, I do believe that Arthur Smith can get the best out of him. Why I think a lot of our Falcons fans are contradicting themselves is with saying that Matt Ryan is too old. Matt Ryan is only 36. I just watched a 40-something-year-old quarterback win a Super Bowl in Tom Brady. This is my thing with quarterbacks, and I've talked about it in one of my videos that I did. So as Mike said, let's get me off of 888 and go ahead. You guys hit that subscribe button on Jew Talk Sports. But I talked about it in one of my videos. This is how I actually look at quarterback, whether you still have it or not. Can you still make all of the throws? Can you make the deep out throws? Can you still throw the ball deep? Can you challenge all three levels of the field? If you can still challenge all three levels of the field, you can still play quarterback at a high level. And Matt Ryan can still do that. He's proven that last year. If you go look at the play, I believe it was against the Denver Broncos. He threw the touchdown to Zacchaeus. It was over a 50-yard touchdown, right on the money. That was a long throw. All these people saying Matt Ryan got a noodle arm. He threw that ball with touch, and he led him. It wasn't like Zacchaeus had to wait. He hit him in stride for that touchdown. So he proved that he still can throw the deep ball. A player like Drew Brees, he can't still make all the throws. He still can't throw on all three levels. And that's what's been holding back the offense of the New Orleans Saints. And that's the reason why I feel like last season, Jameis Winston would have given them a better chance to win in the playoffs and later on in the season, because Drew Brees at this point, his arm is shot. Matt Ryan's arm is not shot yet. He might not have the strongest arm, but he can consistently make deep throws. How many times did we see last year him hit Calvin Ridley for 20-plus yard touchdown, 20-plus yard, 30-plus yards down the field on throws? Yeah, he's done it. He consistently
100-yard game. And that's tops in the NFL. With the noodle on. Go ahead,
got a super
K-Style.
chat too. And K-Style, I'll get to that super chat when you're done.
Oh, I'll go ahead and get to it. Joe V said, trade the pick away and get a running back later in the first round. We can't afford to pay number 4 the money it costs to have him. That's the same thing we saying.
Yes,
like I said, this would be one of those cases if they don't get whatever they want, because the Jets talking about trading away Sam Darnold. And if you can't get one of the quarterbacks or Penny Sewell, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade out the first round in general and save all that money.
I agree.
Yeah. But the thing I was going to say is when you said when he hit Calvin Ridley for those 20-yard, 30-yard bombs and stuff like that, how many yardage did Calvin Ridley lose in the receptions? You got to look at that.
He had to go there.
We know what's coming.
Yeah, I had to go there. He hit Calvin Ridley for a 25-yard pass, but it'll net only 15 yards because Calvin Ridley trying to run back.
Oh, man.
I had to do it.
Yeah, so crazy. I want to get to some questions. Oh, we got another super chat.
Dang, you got to how the hell you say that name? Tavon? How the hell you say that shit?
Well, I just gonna have some Popeyes chicken buckets in here. We're gonna have a Popeyes piece.
Hey, shit, man, we going to Bojangles.
Whoa.
Chicken and biscuits.
Right, 30 million over the cap. Do you see any of our guys restructuring their contracts or any big money vets on the team getting cut? Jew kind of talked about this, and Jew, you might want to explain that.
Yeah, I talked about Dante Fowler, and I think y'all had on, I believe his name is Matt Carolee that y'all did the interview with on your last show, Mike, and KSTYLZ. Yes, he talked about it. He said that he believes if Dante Fowler doesn't take a pay cut, that he might end up being a post-June 1 cut. So I think he's one of those players that, like you're saying, that we could possibly save money on a restructure. But you guys also go check out my last video I did on Dante Fowler, because I was talking about he had injuries. He had a lot of things going on last year. COVID, it was just a weird year altogether. And we all know that our coaching staff was just horrible last year. And that's another thing that I kind of wanted to piggyback when I was talking about my little rant on the quarterback is how many times me and KSTYLZ, Mike talked about it all depends on the scheme that you're placed in as a quarterback. Like a lot of people talk about how great Pat Mahomes is. He's a great talent. But if he would have got drafted by like the Chicago Bears or another team and not with Andy Reid, then chances are he wouldn't be the MVP quarterback that we're seeing today. Like, yes, he's a great talent, but you also have to be with a great coach to fully develop and fully be used to your full potential. And that's why I'm talking about with Matt Ryan. Like, we haven't seen Matt Ryan's full potential with Dirk Cutter. Like, we didn't get to see Matt Ryan's full potential. Matt Ryan's full potential is what we've seen with Kyle Shanahan when he was an MVP. That was a great coach, a great offensive-minded coach being with a great quarterback. And that's the reason I'm so hyped about Arthur Smith. And Mike and KSTYLZ can attest to this during the season. What did I keep saying about our next head coach? I wanted an offensive-minded head coach because I said, Matt Ryan, we need to get the full potential out of this offense. We are not getting the full potential out of Calvin Ridley. We're not getting the full potential out of Hayden Hurst. We're not getting the full potential out of Quadri Olesens, the Brian Hills. We have so much talent last year that was wasted on this roster. So I really believe that Arthur Smith, we're going to see how talented this team really is, because last year, even with a terrible offensive coordinator, we were still putting up 25, 30 points a game. So just imagine with a creative offensive mind what we're going to be able to do. Arthur Smith's about to take this thing to a whole nother level.
Man, look, I'm saying all they talk about Maddie slow-mo. Boy, y'all act like this is the damn decathlon and the damn Olympics or something. Man, this ain't no damn. Look, y'all want Usain Bolt at quarterback. Let's just be real. That's who the hell y'all want. All y'all care about is a quarterback who can run fast. You don't care about anything, accuracy, and any of that. The reason why, if you guys have not seen my big board, I do not do draft. I do not do math. I don't do mock drafts. Why? Because we're not going to see any of those guys anyway. That's the reason why I put those 3 guys in our system. Why did I pick Jamie Newman? It's because he reminds me of a lot of Ryan Tannehill. A big arm. He throws a nice deep ball, but if you can develop him as an intermediate thrower, he can be a very good quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons and a backup system. He is a lot like Ryan Tannehill. All right, that's why Georgia. Okay, that's why Georgia wanted him. That's why Georgia wanted him in the first place. He's a decent quarterback. He threw a lot of yards in Vandy. He was a dual threat in Vandy. So you put him in the system with the offense-minded coach with Arthur Smith, who he's gonna shorten the game anyway with the running game. He's gonna use his backs, and you got a quarterback, a guy a lot of people probably don't know anything about, KJ Kstlyz. Why did I say KJ Kstlyz? KJ Kstlyz has the exact same skill set as a Matt Ryan. Doesn't have a big time arm, but if he can continue to develop his mind as a quarterback and go through his progressions, he can make the throws. The guy threw this season over 600 yards in a game. And you're telling me you don't want to at least look at the guy? 600 yards in a game. I don't care if it's high school or pros or college. 600 yards in a game is 600 yards in a game, okay? So these guys are realistically, I'm not going to sell you guys dreams on us trading up for Trevor Lawrence. I'm not going to sell you guys dreams for drafting a guy like even Trevor Lawrence. Not Trevor Lawrence, but Justin Fields. Because a lot of guys might want him. He might not even want to be in Georgia. He might not even want to be it. So realistically, that may not happen. So I'm going to give you guys the realistic players that we need to focus on. And these are the guys that end up, when you come to the NFL, who would have thought Ryan Tannehill coming out of college would have been as good as he is now? Nobody would have thought that. He was a converted wide receiver. Who would have thought that Ryan Fitzpatrick would have been as good as he was? Who the hell would have thought that Nick Foles would be as good as he was? Nobody would have. So we're going to give you guys realistic players for our team. That's what it's all about.
Damn, you just said a whole full right here, man. You might as well start getting in a couple of these comments over here.
Right. Let's get in these comments.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, Dwayne P basically called you a Fields hater. Like I said, we're gonna put that on the screen.
Suck my
Nathan said he's always late, but you showed up, so that's all that matters. Brandon Levy said, name a successful Mike Leach quarterback.
I bleeped myself. I didn't say it, woman. God dang. Give me a break. They coming at me.
Did I say anything? No, I just looked.
I guess this was supposed to be a shot at you, Mike said. Basically, if we keep Matt Ryan, we won't see another winning season.
How about we keep your ass around? We'll never win a damn game with your dumb ass philosophy.
Whoa.
Talking about drafting quarterback. Ain't nobody said nothing about the damn defense, but y'all talking about the damn quarterback. How about that? We'll never win a damn game with y'all that damn.
Oh, Lord, now we got Matt Ryan.
Well,
that is an absolute fool.
Hey, look, we got Matt Ryan in the chat, so all y'all can go ahead and
keep it up.
Maddie.
Hey, look,
Ryan in the building.
Look,
What's
Matt
up,
Ryan. Look. All right, so everybody that says everything about Matt Ryan, you can go ahead. He's right here.
Matt Ryan want all that smoke. He in the building.
Exactly.
We don't have Deion Jones,
Keanu Neal.
Matt Ryan. Oh, we had Tack for Matt. A long time ago, he was mad.
We had Dan Quinn. We had all that. John Kelly said. He said John Kelly said, as a Saints fan, this conflict between Falcons fans bring him joy. Like, oh Lord.
I know y'all probably loving it too.
They loving that shit. Hold on, here you go. Matt Ryan got another one. He says, I ain't going nowhere.
That's right, Matt Ryan. You tell it. You tell it.
Oh man.
Why don't you come on the show, Matt Ryan? So we can love on you.
Oh man.
One more year, Matt. Keanu. You know what, Matt Ryan, Keanu. Where's Dion? I'm missing him.
We missing Dion, bro.
Oh my goodness.
You know who would be perfect in this chat would be Stephen Mean, so he can celebrate everybody.
No.
Oh,
Go ahead, man.
Hey man, what are these questions at, man?
Oh, this is way past. Let me go. It was some way back in the beginning. Let me go on back. Okay, why my screen want to freeze now? Let me see.
Hey, I'll say this. I'll say this. This is where we continue. Like, everybody want to make this is about a one player. Like, y'all just want this all about one player. That's not what I do. You've seen me be wrong on multiple times. I thought Devontae Freeman was set to be one of the best running backs in the league, and he got injured, and guess what? He proved me wrong there. I thought Vic Beach was on pace to become one of the better defensive ends in the league. Guess what? It didn't happen. I thought Tack, like, as much as I gave Tack hell, I thought Tack was going to be a very solid defensive end to come. That didn't happen. So True Front was one of the best corners in the league. Guess what? He ended up being wrong about that. I've been wrong a lot. We've been wrong a lot. Okay, but that's not what
I've been right a couple times. Maggie T tell you, I was right about Fourier when he got drafted.
You've always been on Fourier. I can say that. You definitely have always been on Fourier. He was not.
We're gonna miss a lot of questions. So y'all, it restarted over. So if y'all had a question, re-put it back in the chat. That's what we're gonna do, because I'm trying to go back.
Absolutely, y'all. Yeah, it's going fast. Good gracious.
Yeah, I went all the way back, but it stopped scrolling, so we missed quite a bit. So put it back in the chat if you wanted to be answered. We're looking for you. Then we'll open up the chat for the audience to kind of jump on towards the end. You know how we love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't be scared though, because we will chew you out in this plan.
Yeah.
It's playing.
Speaking of Desmond Trufant, I know y'all heard he just got cut by the Lions.
Yeah.
Was that what you put in the chat? Because somebody put some in the chat. I didn't see. Was that what it was?
Oh, here you go. Joseph Thorne got one for you. He said, "Who do you think will be the who you think the surprise cut will be?"
That's a tough one. It ain't gonna be. I don't feel like no surprise cuts is coming. Real talk. I feel like the ones that's gonna get cut are the ones that we think are gonna get cut. Like Carpenter is some of them guys that we were talking about already that's gonna get cut. I can see some restructures coming down the pipe.
Oh Lord, Edo Smith in the chat.
Edo Smith said,
"Wow, this man is good, bro. That man gonna have a whole squad."
Hope it ain't me.
Well, we're gonna have Young Way Cool in this chat here in a little bit.
He ain't gonna speak English though.
No, he speak English and shit. He played it. He played it. He played at Georgia Southern, so he can speak English.
I know.
I know you know. I know you know anime. She gonna whoop my ass when we get off this line, so but that's her joke. So, yeah.
Millie Mills got a question. Go ahead and take that out.
Where that? Put it up, Mike, since you see it, because
I think I just clicked on it right there.
Appreciate you, sir. How long should we give Dean Pease to turn the defense into something?
I mean, do we have a like? Who the hell are we to try to give somebody like we ain't never did shit? Who the hell we ain't never had nothing. We ain't won no championship, and y'all want to put a time restriction on them? We ain't
it's
even
gonna take a couple of years.
On the defensive side of the ball, we have nothing. So I
say
say
this.
he wants. As long as he wants, we ain't did nothing. We ain't got nothing to be proud of on defense. We ain't got nothing to be proud of. So give him
He
as
might
long
do
as
some to defense, but it's gonna take a lot of work though.
We'll say this: Dean Pease has never been fired, so I ain't worried about Dean Pease getting fired. This man, if you've never been fired, that's something good. You doing something right because the NFL.
Chris Dunlap, that was that's probably YouTube that cut your chat, your thing. If it's on there and they don't like it, they'll take it off. So yeah, it ain't us cutting it.
Sorry about that.
It's certain that they'll take it off. So that ain't us hating on you. I'm sorry about that.
Nah, we good. We going to Popeyes for real. We got another super chat in the building. Somebody funding Popeyes.
Boy, Joe V is the MVP tonight.
Joe V, appreciate the love, big man.
Finna go get some Scripples and Popeyes. That's what we finna do.
Scripples
and
Popeyes.
We get
Popeyes. In that case, we just need to go to we just need to go to Full Industrial and just find them all for the Lolo.
Matt Ryan.
Whoa.
You want some of this Popeyes, Matt Ryan?
No. But to his question is what time frame we give for Dean Pease? Hell, you seen last year. You seen the past 3 years.
Yeah,
we can do nothing but get better from there.
I say 3 years. If you ain't did anything in 3 years, that's it. Like I think any coach, if you haven't established any culture after 3 years, then you've pretty much gone. So I think 3 years is solid. How about you guys, man?
I say the same, about 3 years, but that's Dean Pease. That's if Dean Pease don't retire though, because Dean Pease is up there in age. He brought his son over for a reason. I think he's grooming his son to be the next, the next defensive coordinator. So Dean Pease might come in this year and be like, all right, I'm just going to establish things and then I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Because he came out of retirement. I think a lot of people forget that. He was already retired. He retired 2 years ago. So he was out. He didn't even coach last year. So I can see Dean Pease maybe being here a year or two, depending on how he's feeling and how comfortable his son is feeling. But I feel like his son is going to be the next one up. That's going to end up being the defensive coordinator.
I think he still misses it, though. I think he wanted to come back because he just kind of miss it. Some people just eat, sleep, and breathe NFL. So, 2 to 3 years is a good time frame, if that.
Wade Phillips is retired at least 4 times. Wade Phillips is retired like 4 times already. So it's like you might have a point there, Miss Maggie. Because sometimes, like you said, I mean, Bill Belichick is in his 70s. I think he's in his mid-70s. He's still going. So, man, as long as
church is chicken. We don't want that steroid meat.
Exactly. I'm already.
I mean, all of it probably steroids, but
shit.
We need a variety, dog. We need a variety around here. He said churches, KFC. We going everywhere, dog.
We gonna have to everybody.
We're gonna have a buffet, an AFN buffet for the start of the season. Draft party, eating Popeyes.
Hey, we're gonna do a draft party mukbang. That's what we're gonna do.
Potluck.
Exactly. You said Tavon talking about, man, quit playing. Y'all know y'all going to church and shit. Hell, I might as well just go get a bit bucket of grease and just eat and drink that.
Cheesecake Factory. We can't afford the Cheesecake Factory. We broke, Carter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Watch out. I
mean, you can do cheesecake from Walmart frozen section, and warm it up, and then that's what we can afford.
Shit, we can't even do that. Shit, we gotta go to the 99-cent store.
Lord,
oh my God!
David cakes.
Corey to God got a question.
Okay.
Did y'all see that?
Put it up, Mike. I don't see it. Where that?
I see. Hold on. Here we go.
I know.
Me and Kstlyz cracking jokes. We laughing at stuff. The chum bucket. Oh Lord, y'all crazy. Or who was worse, running back our last 10 years besides Todd Gurley? Hey, and watch tomorrow as well as 4 p.m. because we would definitely be talking about busts and greats of the last decade. So that's what we want to talk about tomorrow. So tune into that as well. But who was our worst running back for the last 10 years besides Todd Gurley is the question.
Steven Jackson. What I would say. The Rams always giving us, they always fleecing the Falcons. They gave us Steven Jackson a couple years ago when they were the St. Louis Rams, and Steven Jackson was past his prime. He came to Atlanta, stole money. No disrespect to Steven Jackson. He was great when he was with the Rams, but that's the reason I said I'm done with these retread running backs. I don't care who it is. I don't want no more retreads. I'm done with it. Let's draft us some young legs, dog. We already and use the guys we got. I keep talking about it. Everybody's talking about all of these players we should bring back. Look, we got guys we don't even use on the roster. How about we use them guys we got, dog? We don't even know what Quadri Olison is. Let's give this man a shot. We continue to bring in guys in front of this dude. Give this man a chance, dog. Like Mike always talk about the Falcons ruining guys' careers. Dan Quinn made a living of ruining these young players' careers. Give these guys a shot. He ain't even put enough film out there for another team to really even pick him up, to be honest, because he only played a little bit in 2019. So I feel like at this point, Steven Jackson, if you're talking about the last 10 years, like the worst running back signing for the Falcons, because if you remember when he came, I don't even think he got close to as many touchdowns as Todd Gurley. Early in the season, like the first half of the season, Todd Gurley actually was rolling. We just didn't give him the ball, to be honest. Like as much as we want to keep saying he had art-rated D's. Yeah, like he had like 8 touchdowns early in the season. So I think it's definitely got to be Steven Jackson. You're saying for the last 10 years, who was the worst running back that we had on the squad, because he definitely was a disappointment when we signed him.
Before I get to what I gotta say, I gotta hit Nathan comment talking about I'm the Maruchan plug. I mean, yeah, I got the Maruchans right here, and I got the twisted rice here. I got plenty of these, so they shut down these stores. I'm good.
Got them everywhere.
Exactly. But what worst running back in the last 10 years? I gotta think about this. Let me see. Outside of Steven Jackson.
I'll say this. I'll say this. He's not a running back, but he is a back. I gotta say it's Kstlyz. Like that dude is freaking garbage, man. That dude can't even block. He can barely catch out of the backfield. The dude runs. I don't know what the hell he be running for, but he'll just run and he don't touch a damn soul. He don't touch nobody. He just be out there just like scoping, like look, like he don't got them. Honestly, he don't got them Metropolitan. Like that's what he on. They on Metro, just scouting for goddamn bodies. Just scouting for bodies. That man don't hit nothing. He don't hit nothing. All right, that dude don't hit nothing. He don't touch anything. He don't run, like he don't do anything. And then when he get the ball, it's like he running to go out of bounds. Have y'all ever noticed that?
Yeah.
He's looking to run out of bounds or run to the sideline. It's never going up. So it's like he's the worst back that I've seen on this team by far. Because at least I see Antone Smith. At least Antone Smith, he did something. Like any backs in the preseason, you've seen them do something. I have never seen Keith Smith do anything well. Never. What does he do well besides be the second or third tight end and that damn flat route? That's it.
see, you went where I was just about to. So technically, Keith Smith is not a failed fullback; he's a tight end.
Hey, no. You no. Stop that talking about.
TJ Duckett wasn't that bad. He was just a goal line back. He was just a goal line back. He wasn't that bad. He pitter pattered, but he wasn't that bad. At least motherfuckers was scared to hit him.
Right.
I'm trying to think. Shit. Let's see. Can't throw them on. Somebody said Jason Snell. Jason Snelling was pretty good. His damn self.
Mm-hmm. He was.
It's just that he went in between such and such.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
10 years. Damn. I can't think of nobody but Steven Jackson.
Man, I can't think.
That's it.
Or no, you know what? Fullback. It had to be Derek Coleman.
Yeah, him and Ortiz, because all of the guys that came after DeMarco were terrible. Ortiz, Coleman, and the one we got now, Keith Smith. All three of them were bad fullbacks.
Oh Lord have mercy! The boy said Ortiz.
All of them was under Dirt Stupid Cutter. Every last one of them was under Dirt Stupid Cutter.
Oh my God! You just said Ortiz. I forgot about him.
Yeah, we ran through fullbacks. Like, we had 3 different fullbacks in like 3 years. Like, right after DeMarco left, which DeMarco was one of the best fullbacks we ever had. But them 3 guys, Ortiz, Coleman, all of them were terrible. Keith Smith, all of them guys were bad.
I know y'all ain't know why I was laughing earlier, because we got Ty Gurley. We had Ty Gurley in the building. Now we got Calvin Ridley in the building.
Wow, this man here is wilding. You wilding.
You wilding tonight, bro.
No, Justin Griffin was not a bad. No, he was not.
Nah, he just wasn't a physical fullback. He was basically your H-back, running back / fullback type of guy. He wasn't that bad. Now, if you would have said George Lane, that's another story. See, y'all look stumped as hell. Y'all don't even remember who he was. He sucked that bad.
I know that name. I know. No, I'm good on that one.
Oh, Bob Christian was one of my favorite fullbacks. I ain't even gonna tell you no lie. Crazy folks said what happened to Michael Turner. Michael Turner was hanging around the gold rush too much, and he just got to the wrong strippers and they messed his head up. Well, we got Russell Gage in the building too, so just letting y'all know. Y'all crazy, boy.
Somebody said Keith Smith might be one of the cuts. I said, yeah, I didn't think about him when they asked who might get cut. Yeah, that's a good point. Keith Smith may be that wouldn't even be a surprise cut to me. I just think that if they do keep him around. Yeah, that ain't no surprise. If he get cut, he deserves to be cut.
See, a surprise cut to me would probably be somebody like I say, if they are weary of the cap space and stuff like that, a surprise cut to me would probably be somebody like Kendall Sheffield or I don't want to say this name, but Foye Olakun. He could be a surprise cut, which I doubt will happen.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
It's not a lot of
guys. But to be honest, we don't have a lot of guys on this roster. Like, we got to fill out this roster, to be honest. Like, we talk about guys that's going to get cut. Like, if you guys think about it, we either got guys that's on huge deals or still on their rookie contract. And that's what Matt Carey was saying when he was on with you guys. And I really enjoyed the interview. You know, y'all definitely go back and check out that interview they did with Matt Carey. But he was basically saying, like, unless you're cutting like Dante Fowler, you're not going to save no money cutting somebody like Kendall Sheffield or Isaiah Oliver because they're still under their rookie deal. So it's not even worth cutting those guys. Like, they got more to offer. You'll be better keeping those guys. Because say we cut all of those guys on rookie contracts, you still got to replace them. And if you go replace them with veteran guys, it's not worth it. So at this point, I mean, I don't think it's going to be too many surprise cuts. To be honest, we got to get under this cap and try to sign some guys. To be honest, to fill out this roster, that's what I'm really interested in seeing is how we're going to fill out this roster. Because with the money that we have, the cap hell we in, it's going to be tough for us to be able to go out. And that's why Terry Fontenot basically came out and stated, like, we're really going to have to do some serious scouting, player scouting. Because he was talking about we can't have a bunch of like number one. We don't have a bunch of number one picks and stuff like that where we can just roll with it. So we're going to have to hit on these guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, kind of like we did with Grady Jarrett back in 2016, I think it was, 2017. Right. Like, we're going to have to hit on these later round type guys. Because if we don't, we're going to be in a world of trouble. So we definitely, and that's why with all of the Mel Kiper stuff that you guys talked about, Mike, when I wasn't on with you guys, like that's why trading up doesn't make sense because we can't afford right now to lose any draft capital based off of the current cap situation we're in. We need every pick we can get, and we have to hit on these picks. It's not just like drafting necessarily just depth. We got to go in and get guys that's going to be like day one, can come in and give you legitimate starter minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like come in and be an impact player because we might have to get rid of a Keanu Neal, meaning the guy you draft ain't going to be your starter. You know what I'm saying? This guy ain't coming to be your second or third, rotational guy. He's coming in to play a huge role. So, talking about cuts, it's really hard to do that because we really don't have any guys that we really can say, other than the Carpenters and stuff like that, we really don't have any guys that's worth cutting. The guys that everybody keeps talking about, I'm like, we need these guys. Like, we need Dante Fowler. We need Keanu Neal. So if we end up cutting them guys, we already shorthanded on talent when we're talking about the defensive side of the ball. And everybody I'm seeing that these fans want to cut is like, these are the impact players. Like, why are we cutting them?
Right.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I just don't see
I think the reason why they're like that is because my bad. I think the reason why they like that is because they're not giving us no indication on what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just smart, if you ask me. I think that's just smart. Where, for one, that like if you're not giving anything away, other than organizations where they can kind of figure out what you're doing by what you're not doing. The Falcons aren't releasing a lot of players. They're not signing anybody. They're not saying that they're open for business as far as their draft is concerned. Like they said that they don't like to be at that number 4 spot, and you have a lot of teams right now that are vying for the opportunity to move up and get a guy, that they deem is a franchise quarterback. But outside of that, the Falcons really aren't giving away their philosophy and the style of football that they want. Like only too recently that we heard from Arthur Smith said we want to be physical, we want to use multiple backs, and we want to run the ball. We want to be physical. That's the first thing that they've given away as far as their style of football and where they want to go. So based on those words alone, we know that trading down for that style of player, it's like when you look at the New England Patriots, you look at as a team right now, you see a couple of teams. You see the Ravens, you see Tennessee Titans. These guys don't have, they aren't really concerned about having high picks because they run a physical style of football. Physical style of football is more cost efficient. So you don't have to spend money on, you don't have to give away 2 first-round picks to move up to get an offensive lineman. You don't have to do any of that. What you can do with that pick, with the 4th pick, you trade down and you get 2 and 3 other players out just that pick alone. So not only do you do that, but you save money with that. You save money by trading down. In the first 5 to 10 spots in the draft, you're going to pay these guys an excess about $8 million per year just on their rookie year. And each year it goes up. It continues to go up. So I just don't see it, just staying with that 4th pick financially. It never made sense, especially when Falcons just aren't doing anything. When you see a team when they're not doing, they already got their trade partner. They already know who their trade partner is. They know exactly who they are. It's only a matter of time. The Falcons know exactly what they want to do. They have already made the decision who wants that pick and who doesn't want that pick. A lot of teams right now, they've already shown their hand. You can look at a team like Washington. Washington don't have a quarterback. Washington doesn't have a quarterback. This is what people don't realize. They have a defense. They don't have a quarterback. Alex Smith is a free agent. They could very well call the Falcons up and say, look, I'll give you this pick. I'll give you some picks next year if you give me this pick. If you give me the 4th pick. They want to win. They don't have a franchise quarterback. They're not in a position. They were 7-9. They're in prime position to trade up to not only give the Falcons their pick, and the Falcons have a quality player on the defensive side of the ball, whether it's a safety or defensive end or defensive tackle, offensive lineman. They're in a prime position to get a quality player with that. And on top of it, next year you have 2 number 1 picks. So the Falcons are in prime position where they can make things happen with teams like Philadelphia. Philadelphia don't have anything right now. Washington, they want a quarterback. There's not a lot of quarterbacks in free agents open. So, like I said, man, financially, the Falcons are just in a situation where they have to. At this point, they have to get rid of that pick. It just doesn't make a lot of sense financially for them to keep that pick.
I got a question for y'all. Too many questions in the chat that I got a question for the panel, for KSTYLZ and for Mike. So where would you guys go? Say we trade back, and this is just you speaking if you were the GM. Where would you guys go as far as what position would you draft? If you were to draft back in the later first rounds, if we trade back with someone like you were stating, Mike, like the Washington football team, and say we're in the teens or the 20s, where would you guys go? Would you go defensive line? Would you go cornerback? Would you go offensive line? Where would you go? Personally, I'm gonna answer my own question. First, personally, I would go defensive line because I really think that my philosophy is I believe, and you guys know I've been stating this ever since I've been with AFN and on my channel at Talk Sports. I'm just a firm believer in if you have a good defensive line, you can get after the quarterback. You don't need great corners. You don't need great corners. Like I see everybody keep saying, well, let's go after Patrick Surtain. I don't want another corner in the first round. We just got AJ Terrell. You have an elite cover guy. You don't need 2 number 1 corners, shutdown corners. People fail to realize that the Legion of Boom never had 2 elite corners. Never. They had Richard Sherman, but on that other side, they had Brandon Browner. He's not an elite corner. He was a journeyman corner. Then they had Byron Maxwell, who was on their team and then got a huge contract with the Eagles and was a bust. So you don't need great cornerbacks. I feel like the corners that we have will do. Personally, if I were the GM and we trade back to the later first round, a later first round pick with somebody, I'm going defensive line. The kid that I'm looking at personally is Jalen Phillips out of Miami. I did a video. What I've seen out of him off the edge, Jaden Phillips, he is the most polished pass rusher that I've seen. He's big, long, about 6'5". He played with Gregory Rousseau. I made a video about him and Gregory Rousseau on my channel at Talk Sports, so definitely go check that out. But Jalen Phillips, if you go pull up his highlight tape on YouTube, or if you do film breakdown, you're going to look at a Jalen Phillips out of Miami. He has all of the pass rush moves. He can set the edge in the run game, long arm. He's a guy that I would go with if I were the Falcons, But if you guys were the GM, what would you guys do? KSTYLZ and Mike, what you guys think if we trade back? What's the position y'all going with? I'm not going DB.
Go ahead, Kev.
Well, I think it's just gonna be depending on what's available. Because if you trade back, I say right in that mid 15 to 17, because you'll still have that second round pick. See, now you'll be able to take the best player available, whether it be either position, either defensive line, or like you said, you might get the best.
Not to even just interrupt, but like that's exactly what Terry said. Get that best player. You trade back into that mid range. That's the prime position where, just like you said, that right there is to get the best player available, whether it's offense or defense. You're absolutely right about that.
Mm-hmm. See, then if you trade back, you still have that second. You still get that second round pick in that draft too. So now you can address your needs, but you can address your needs with good players at those spots. Mm-hmm. So if it's one of those cases where, let's say, the best player available is a Gregory Rousseau defensively or a Najee Harris offensively. So you can take that pick. But then, like you said, once you get to that second round, you'll have those 2 second-round picks. And now you can start addressing trenches, linebacker, safety. Like I said, you can hit up. You can get Trevon Merrick out of TCU in that first pick in the second round, and you can hit something else after that. Because at the end of the day, we're looking at this draft is we need to set this team up for the future.
Mm-hmm.
You have to set it up for the future because this salary cap is telling you that you must set it for the future because a lot of the guys we have on this team now are not going to be here in the next couple of years just because we can't afford them. So, yeah, that's why we say that we want to trade back because if you trade back, you can still get the best player available and still hit needs. Or, hell, you could get the best player available at 17 and use those 2 second-round picks to trade back up into the first round and get a need, which is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it just depends. It just depends on who the best player available is.
There are 2 players in this draft for me that I want and I got to have for this team because I truly believe that John Kaminsky is going to be a terrific player. I think due to the right scheme, I think Marlon Davidson has the attitude to play with the Dean Pease. I think he really has that attitude and that physicality that you need to play with him. With an aggressive style, even being at Auburn, they had an aggressive style defense at Auburn, so he understands the need to get after it and to have that mentality. That's number one playing under Dean Pease. So when you have guys like that, there's 2 players for me that step out immediately. You already mentioned one, Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips doesn't necessarily have that top end get off that you want, but that doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because he has great pass rush moves. He has great hands, and he's just one of those guys that and I know Kstlyz is going to like this, but he reminds me of Patrick Kearney. Patrick Kearney he didn't have a great get off like a John Abraham, but Patrick Kearney, he was just a man's man at defensive end. Like Jared Allen. Jared Allen was another one of those guys that didn't have a tremendous get off, but he had excellent hands, footwork, and he just got after it. Like that's what John Kaminsky is. That's what Jalen Phillips is for me. And I think he'll fit perfectly with the guy with Dean Pease. Also, every time I see this guy, I just like, and I K-Style go trip when I say this. But Cisco, my God, I just cannot keep my eyes off that dude. I've tried to I have tried to look at other safeties, but it's just something about that dude, whether it's in coverage or him tackling, he just stands out. That's what I like more for my safeties. If you just stand out, you don't have to be the best, you don't have to have the highest IQ, but if just something about you, you always around the ball and you just always make this dude always either tackling, he's always around the ball carrier, he's tipping the ball, he's picking it off, he's just always around the ball. That's what you need in football players. This guy, this is what made Troy Polamalu so great. Polamalu was one of the dumbest safeties in the history of the game. Why I say that? Because this motherfucker, this dude will completely abandon his assignment to run up to the line of scrimmage and jump over the pile. That is not a smart play. A lot of the stuff that he did was not smart. It wasn't smart. It drives coaches crazy when you abandon your assignment and do something crazy like that. But what made him great is that he made the play. That's what it's all about. I said time again, I don't care about being the top 5 defense. I don't care about being top 10 or top 15. If you can make the plays when it matters most, That's what's going to get you to the Super Bowl. That's what's going to get you championships. And that's what Matt Ryan does. Matt Ryan doesn't always look pretty with what he's done. And a lot of times, Julio Jones don't look pretty with what he does. All he does is catch the ball, get 10 yards, throw the bitch in the air, and go back to the huddle. That's what he does. So a lot of time it's not pretty. So I say Andre Cisco, man. Like that's look, man. I don't know if it is the name Cisco, but just Cisco. That dude. If you just see him in his highlights, the dude just jumps out. He just freaking jumps out. And why Kstlyz? Why you looking like that, Kstlyz? Tell us why you're looking like that.
As everybody knows that I am a Georgia Tech fan. And we played Syracuse this year. All you heard was Andre Cisco. So I've seen this up close and personal. So he just it's Stockholm syndrome when it comes to him, because he is a damn good safety. I ain't even gonna lie. See, the most fitting way to do it is if you play his highlights and somebody's playing a thong song. He is a scandalous and safety boy.
That dude, yeah. Cisco just
yeah. But I wanted to address ATM 3405 when he was saying like Arthur Blank wants the short term and long term answer. Like I said, if you look at all those scenarios right there, they're actually short term and long term, because you still have the players for the team. Like I said, this team is missing a couple pieces. That's really what it is, and it needed new coaching. So that's your short term. So you can add the best player available and hit the long term at the same time. Because if you trade back, that's less money that you have to cough up. And then those second round picks, that's, like I said, that's money that you don't have to spend. But like I said, everybody hitting on some points though. Like I said, he terrorized Jeff Sims this year. It was oh my God.
Oh man. I know
one thing I wanted to piggyback on what Mike was saying, and that's what I was talking about. I feel like you're a GM, you have to have like rank what players or what positions you want first. And that's what I agree with Mike when he was saying as well. To me, I would prefer having an elite safety over an elite cover corner, because your safeties can cover up for the mistakes that some of your corners make. That's what we've seen over the last couple seasons with the Ricardo Allens of the world. It's like we've talked about it. Kstlyz always says he's always a step too slow. He was just late to the party. Every time he was not there to make the plays. And that's the difference between a Ricardo Allen and a guy like Earl Thomas when he was in his prime. It's like I talked about it. They had one good corner, Richard Sherman, but he was able to cover up mistakes. And they had two elite safeties. So they had Cam Chancellor as well. And that's the reason I want to keep Keanu Neal so bad. Because I'm like, if you compare a Cisco with a Keanu Neal, bro, that tandem where both of them guys can hit, because Cisco not only can cover, but he can hit. Like Rico really wasn't known as a hitter. No, Cisco gonna hit you like Keanu Neal. So you have two hitters back there and a guy that can cover up the flaws of some of the corners. Man, that'll be a lethal pairing if we can get those two guys. So I'm leaning towards like what Mike was saying, a safety and a defensive end, or a difference maker on the defensive line. Because it doesn't even necessarily have to just be a defensive end. If you get an elite defensive tackle to put next to Grady, you're upgrading the defensive line as well. Because then you create those one-on-one matchups. Because I believe just what Mike was just saying, like I agree with Mike when it comes to John Kaminsky as well. I feel like he's just been playing out of position. To me, he's a pure defensive end, but they were playing him on the inside a lot. I feel like if you put him on the outside with his athleticism and his length, he has really long arms and he knows how to use. I've been calling him Patrick Kearney since day one. 6'5", 275. past 280.
All
He
day, right
at a defensive end position. Yeah, that's Patrick Kearney all day. So I feel like a lot of these guys are going to flourish under Dean Pease because of his aggressive style of defense. And if we get a Cisco in this defense, and he's talking about how aggressive him and Keanu Neal, as aggressive as they are, we're gonna see some safeties coming up to the defensive line. We're gonna see them coming and jumping over the line. Yeah, man. So,
but yeah, like I say, as good as y'all like Andre Cisco, Trevon Merrick is a whole nother animal, bro. Trevon Merrick he's an animal too.
What bothers me about him, I don't like his legs. His legs just look. It's just something about his legs I don't bother. Like it just look like it's ready to break or something. Like it's just like I don't.
What you say?
Legs I just don't trust.
You say he got the jailhouse body, big up top, small down.
He all big up top, but his legs just real scrawny. So I'm like, is he gonna last? Like. I think he's a good player, but I can't get past his legs, man.
I'll say this: I like Trevon Merrick. I think he's going to be a decent safety. The difference between him and Cisco, if you go watch their highlights, to me, Cisco flashes like Mike was talking about. He's Sutton. Mm-hmm. To me, Trevon Merrick, he's just a solid safety. To me, he doesn't make those splash plays. Like Cisco is going to be like a firecracker, and that's why I say he's kind of like a Keanu Neal because he's one of those guys that's going to be a tone setter. I don't really get that vibe from a Trevon Merrick. I think he'll be a solid player. I just don't think he's going to be that flash player. Like Cisco, he's going to be a difference maker. Like he's coming in, he's going to get you an interception. He's going to force a fumble. I don't know if I can say that with Trevon Merrick.
Buddha,
I think
Buddha. That he got Buddha. He got Buddha written all over. That's what I see. That's the same thing I saw. Because Buddha, when he came in, I thought the Falcons should have drafted him. Like I wanted Buddha so bad, but
don't remind me. Please don't remind
me. Look, man, we never take
it. Reminds me of Buddha, man. Like he really does. Those guys just jump out. Like anytime a safety jumps out to me like that, I was like, okay, we need to get this guy.
Yeah, man.
Do you think Marlon Davidson will be an impact on the D line?
Yes, I think he will.
Go ahead.
I think he will.
He got.
That's an Auburn player right there, man. Like, if you go turn on his college tape. Like last year, you really don't have a lot of Falcons tape. You can turn on a lot of NFL tape because of COVID. He didn't play a lot. Then he had injury. He was battling injuries early in the season. But he's a guy that's versatile. He's a guy you can use on the inside, the outside. And that's what I like about Dean Pease as well, with him saying that he's going to come in and play multi-fronts. Like, it's not going to just be 3-4. It's not going to just be 4-3, but it's going to be a multi-front look. And I think that's perfect with the style of players that we have. Being that we had a guy like Dan Quinn here that wanted to use the smaller players on the inside, like a John Kaminsky, good thing is they got the experience. So now when we go into these multi-fronts, we're going to be tough to handle on defense because I really feel like from week to week, teams are not going to be able to game plan for what Dean Pease is going to be able to do. We talk about New England all the time. What makes New England great? From week to week, you don't know what they're going to do. Bill Belichick on offense or defense. One week they're heavy and they're running the ball with all these different guys, the Danny Woodheads of the world, the Rex Burkhead, and then the next thing you know, their 5 wide receivers spread you out. And that's what I feel like we're going to see with this defense. It's going to be so much going on, so many different looks that opposing teams are not going to be able just to game plan for, okay, this is what the Falcons are going to do. And I feel like that was the main issue with Dan Quinn and the former staff that was here, Raheem Morris. We were just way too predictable. Like teams knew, we know what the Falcons are going to do. They're going to run cover 3. They're going to run single high safety. They're not going to blitz. Like they knew that. So teams would come into the game confident because we basically showed our hand. And that's something that Terry Fontenot and these guys are already doing by not telling you guys what we're actually looking to do. Like none of us know what we're doing, but that's what you're supposed to do. As a GM, as a coach, you're supposed to play it close to the vest. Like what's the point right now? We're so far down the road. Why should we be telling the teams in our division what style we're playing? It does us no good right now to say we're going to be straight 3-4. It does us no good to say we're looking for bigger players because the teams in our division, if you say that, they're gonna go and look for the same exact players, or they're gonna look for those type of players that can beat the style of players that you're going out and getting. And I think that was one of the big issues with Dan Quinn as well, is he talked about always having fast and physical players, smaller, going for the elite athletes, and not necessarily going for the players that had the IQ. And I really feel like that was a huge deal. Where if you look at how the Saints built their team, they built their team to beat a team like the Falcons, a small, light team. Because what did they go and do? They went and built up their trenches when they got a big physical team, and they pretty much bullied us. If you go look the last couple years, the Saints has pushed us around the field, bullied us, sacked Matt Ryan 8-9 times in a game. That just goes to show you. So I really feel like this new regime, I already like what they came in and said. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play defense. Point blank in the period.
Yeah. Who's first? He didn't say who's next. He said who's first. And Dan Quinn in the building.
Man.
You know, Millie Mills had to correct you. He said it's not Dan Quinn, it's Dan Gilbert.
Gilbert. Yeah, man.
But yeah, I want them trenches, man. We must. It is a must.
Yes,
it's
not.
It's
we
not.
Gotta build
it. They have to be intimidating. We need intimidators. We don't. Need...
the biggest way that you can be intimidated. It's not always about size or having the biggest guys or the roughest, toughest guys. It's all about. You just alluded to this. One of the reasons why the Patriots are so feared is because you just never know what you're going to get from. Like that's what the Falcons. Falcons are a very explosive team. Like even with Matt Ryan and the offense, Julio, Calvin, really, yeah, they're explosive, but they're not feared. Why? Because you know exactly what you're going to get from them. The reason why what made Baltimore so scary is because you knew for a fact that you could not cover. You know that if you somehow got past Ray Lewis, you had to get past Ed Reed, and you weren't gonna get past both of them from time to time. You know what I'm saying? If they were going to blitz, they were going to blitz Ed Reed, or they was going to blitz Ray Lewis. You didn't know who was coming at any given time. Because Ed Reed was just as crazy as Troy Polamalu. This dude would be on one side of the field, and he would run all the way on the other side of the field. Because you never know, and this is what creates that fear. You figure out what the coach is doing, then you lose. The Falcons lose because they are consistent with the exact same game plan from game to game. We know when they get down, they're going to go over there cover 3. And they're just going to try to get after the quarterback, and they're going to try to get after the quarterback, and they're going to try to get after the quarterback, and not one damn blitz. So you already know. So that's why I say, like, even with Pittsburgh will run the same fucking bullshit as zone blitz 3-4 since 1950, okay? Since 19 whatever, goddamn, okay? They've been running the same stuff, but you can't stop it. Why? Because you don't know who's gonna come, when they're gonna come, how they're gonna come. So that's what fear is. This is what made Kansas City so feared, because from game to game, it could be KSTYLZ, it could be Tariq, it could be Patrick Mahomes, it could be Williams and the running backs. You did not know from game to game. So that's why the Falcons got away on the defensive side of balls. Like even I go all the way back to 1998. You knew you was going to get smashed in the mouth by Jamal Anderson. But guess what? They still had 2 tight ends. They still had Bobby Christian. They still had wide receivers. Terrence Mathis, one of the underrated receivers in the game. They still had those. That what made that team so difficult to defend. You did not know from game to game what you were getting. So the Falcons got complacent. They got way too arrogant. Oh, I got Matt Ryan. I got Julio Jones. I got Roddy White. I got Tony Gonzalez. Well, what about the defense? You still running the same cover 3 that you've been running for the last 5 years. Ain't nothing changed. Come on, bro.
The OnlyFans defense.
The OnlyFans.
That's all it kind of be said.
I really like Richie Grant. I'm glad Magnus brought up Richie Grant is another one that I think that dude that steps out. Every time I watch him, Richie Grant just gives me chills, man.
He remind me of Richie Grant reminds me of DeMonte Kstlyz. He wears number 27 for UCF, but his size and the way he plays the game, that's who Richie Grant reminds me of at that free safety position. But that's another player that I think a lot of us are forgetting as Falcons fans as well. The AJC did an article on DeMonte Kstlyz I seen earlier today, and he's saying that he's going through. Of course, he had the ruptured Achilles. He's still coming back from that Achilles injury, but he's saying that he's back to running and things of that nature. He believes he'll be back for training camp, and he was talking about possibly coming back to the Falcons. He said he's not sure. He's letting his agent handle it. But he's another guy that we could possibly bring back. That's a veteran guy at this point in his career. And he's a guy like Mike, I think, made a video talking about DeMonte Kstlyz. He's a guy like he was talking about that's always around the football. Believe it or not, DeMonte Kstlyz, if you don't have him back there by himself and you run a lot of two high safeties and he's not the only safety back there in a single high situation, I think that DeMonte Kstlyz is another guy that's a ball hawk. I really feel like he just struggled on IQ. And he really didn't have the feel to be that center fielder back there by himself. But I think with two safeties back there, with Dean Pease running more of a double high safeties, I really think, and more of like a cover two, I think that DeMonte Kstlyz is another guy. If y'all remember, I believe it was 2018, he led the league in interceptions, 7 interceptions. He was a guy that was always around the football. And for him to be small, he's a poor man's Cisco. He's another guy that's crazy. They call him Crazy Kstlyz for a reason. He'll come up and hit you in the mouth. He's not the biggest guy, but he'll stick his nose in there. So Kstlyz's another guy that I think shouldn't go overlooked. He's another guy that we possibly can bring back on a cheaper, on a cheap deal. I don't know how much he's going to be trying to garner on free agency, but I can see the Falcons bringing him back on maybe a 1 or 2 year deal, or maybe just a 1 year prove it deal with some incentives, incentive laden type deal.
So what do y'all feel about Richard LeCount from Georgia? I know this Billy's question. I know it's been up here for a little bit, but so what do y'all think about Richard LeCount III? I know
Mike, you want to take this one? Yeah,
Mike's territory right here.
I watched his tape. That's he a Georgia fan, so I'm gonna leave it to the Georgia fan first.
The fan in me just say hell no to anything Georgia. It's like I just don't want anything Georgia, and not for not because they aren't very good players. I just think our fan base can't handle Georgia. Like anything Georgia, we just can't handle. Like we just lose our complete crap. Just anything Georgia. So like for that standpoint, I say heck no to Richard LeCount, but Richard LeCount he plays in a system where they use a lot of two-man safety. And if he's going to come to the Atlanta Falcons, he'll fit perfectly in a two-man system because that's what Dean Pease loves to do. He loves to put his safeties in position. Occasionally, you might see him in a high, but after that, it's always two-man. He just want to have what he does is uses his linebackers, Deion Jones, his middle linebacker as a cover guy across the middle. And either he will switch the safety to come down, the strong safety, or he'll switch the free safety to come down. Like that's something that he does, that Dean Pease does. With his safeties, you never know at any given time who's going to be the guy that come across the middle and guard the middle, because he could either go on a blitz or he can just come and guard the guy over the middle. But Richard LeCount is an excellent two-man safety. He's a little bit small for my liking. He would have to bulk up a bit. I think he's about 210, 205, something like that. He would have to bulk up, and he will most likely play free safety, in my opinion. but I think he's a good player. But I don't know if he's the type of safety that Dean Pease likes. He likes more physical guys who can, get on both, not just one safety. Both safeties have to have the ability to not only cover, but they got to be able to have the ability to hit. And Richard Connell is not he's not that, known for his hitting. He's an excellent safety. He can hit, but he's not known to be a big hitter.
I want to hit this one up right here because Madden said Milo J-Rock put me on to this guy right here. And when I tell you, when he say a walking hit stick, this motherfucker's a walking cyborg. There's a difference. Remember, if you ever watched The Terminator, this is how this dude hits. But the thing about it is, he looks like a linebacker, but he weighs like a safety. But he will knock your block off. I've seen it. Motherfuckers cringe when they see this guy.
I haven't seen a lot of tape on him, but if you say he's a walking hit stick, like we may need someone like that in the absence of Keanu Neal, man.
But I think he's coming out next year, though. I don't think he's in this year's draft.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, ATM, I'm doing fine. Everything is okay. It's just my son. He's going through some things, but he's better today. So just pray for him. But yeah, everything's good. Thank you for asking. What y'all think about opening up the chat a little bit? We done been in an hour and 30 minutes, and we mentioned it earlier. Did y'all want to go ahead and have some fans on, or what do you think?
Might as well.
Hey, man, they want to come on.
Yes. Ooh, yeah, it's Friday Night Madness.
So we're going to drop the link in the chat. Whoever wants to join on, and it can be about anything. It's a freestyle night, whatever you feel like talking about. Come on in the room.
They gonna get up here. We ain't going over like that. Y'all gonna tell me why y'all want Justin Fields? I want at least somebody tell me why they want Justin Fields.
Everybody don't want to talk about no Justin Fields.
Hey, much as they keep leaving these damn comments on our video, they gonna talk about it.
Two is open, but it's open to whatever they want to talk about because it is the off season and we ain't got nothing to do, people. We ain't got no jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me then.
All right, so it's in the chat, and I hope my audio is not off. Let me know.
Yeah, your audio is just a little bit off.
Is it, people?
Yeah.
Okay, let me fix it.
See, y'all don't let a Saint. Y'all shouldn't be a Saint in y'all self. Y'all let a Saints fan come on before y'all. What the bloody blood?
Well, I was first on the chat.
John?
How are you? I was first in the chat as well, so it's also fine.
What's good, bro?
Nothing much. How about you?
It's all good, man.
So this offseason has definitely been interesting so far, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find something else besides the Saints to talk about, so that's what I'm thinking.
Hey man. Hey, look, John, it's your world, dog. Hey, I seen y'all making moves. I seen the Saints making moves, man. Hey, look, we football fans at the end of the day. I seen y'all let go of Jared Cook. What you feel about that, man? I seen that.
Here's what I think. I think he's getting too much hate, but I do think he's too old. Plus, I'm interested to see new faces on the team. But I do think Jared Cook is getting way too much blame for that playoff game. The Saints are just not Super Bowl caliber with Breeze.
Wow.
It's just the way it is. If the fan base is going to blame Jared Cook and give him death threats for one play, then they're not Super Bowl caliber.
Death threats?
He's getting death threats?
I've seen stuff on like Instagram. I know the post may be jokes, but I don't take it that way.
Wow. It's crazy. Now that's
it's not even that serious, man. And this is the kind of stuff that I talk about as far as fan bases and taking these stuff serious. Like I said, you death threatening folks like that, bro. You need a girlfriend. You need something.
I thought Falcons fans was bad, dog. I thought our Falcons fans were the worst when it came to quarterback. Talking about Matt Ryan, I don't think Matt Ryan got it that bad. I ain't seen no death threat. So they on his neck every day.
They been there. You just ain't looked hard enough. They been there.
They definitely. I have a question for you, John. This is something that I want, and honest opinion. There's a lot of people that just like honestly, and this just is my opinion. You have one championship. What's the point of bringing Drew Brees back? Like, I just don't get it. Why don't you just?
I'm against it. I mean, that's the reason Michael Thomas came back, and Tampa fans are flexing over holding him to 0 catches, was because he was partly hurt and he wanted to come back because they're pretty sure Brees was going to play his last game. Like, the team's mentality is just that he's done. I mean, you need to throw down the field to win these days. I mean, even if my team signed Cam Newton and it was a rebuilding year, I would be fine with that. But to do this crap with Brees just to get in the playoffs, get all hyped up, and then our offense is a joke in the postseason, I'm sick of it.
Right. So is it a lot of people in New Orleans that kind of shares that opinion, that thought that you just over Brees at this point? It's like I said, you guys have a championship.
Yes, a lot of them have.
Okay.
How do I sound, you guys? Do I sound better?
Better.
Yes.
Okay. My other microphone coming out of here was coming, y'all got to let me know stuff. I'm big on that audio. So check me.
Here's also my thoughts with the Saints. Even if you have to clear your entire roster, at least get a quarterback. I would be totally fine with that because I am excited about our young wide receiving core like Jawan Johnson, little Jordan Humphrey. Like, I am pumped about those guys. So I really would be fine with trading Taysom Hill, Andres Peach, Norris Jenkins, and some of the high-paid guys. But I'll go ahead.
I'm hearing that Drew Brees is working out, though. Does it seem like he's trying to make his way back in for one more time?
I think so, but it's kind of ticking me off because that's one of the reasons why Michael Thomas did come back and play while he was hurt. And Tampa fans are bragging about holding him to 0 catches when yet he was hurt.
I'm gonna say this, man. I think, like you saying, he was hurt, and I think that Drew Brees couldn't make the throws to get the ball down the field to him, even if he was open. So, said, man.
Forget just to score the Vikings game on Christmas Day. Watch the highlights. He underthrew a couple balls that should have been touchdowns.
Yeah, that arm has been deteriorating for years now.
Yeah, I think it would help his legacy if he hung it up now, because I think if he retired last year, Saints could have had Brady or something, but
they try to looking at what is his name? Russell Wilson. That's what they've been talking about.
I would be fine with him, but I also wouldn't be shocked if they don't land him. Like, it's not the cap part, it's just a lot of teams are showing interest.
Yeah, and then y'all broke just like us. Broke.
Well, Saints have improved with the cap situation, but even if they like traded 2 or 3 like high paid contracts on their team, I don't think Russ would make as much as like the 3 highest paid Saints players or something like that, but I still think it's going to be hard to land Russ. So I think they should try to shop for free agents like Cam Newton or something. Like, and Sean could develop him. I'd be fine with that.
Well, that's something that's a question that you kind of ran into that. Do you think there's a lot of people that may think that Sean Payton is not as good of a play caller that he once were, because recently we've seen that the passing game isn't as explosive as it used to be.
Well, I do think
very good but the passing game.
I do think the main thing is Breeze's arm. But, you know, watch the Saints play going in the 5 games Taysom started. It was absolutely terrible, especially against the Eagles game. I made a big rant about that. But that was on my old channel, so.
Right.
Oh, we got Harrison the Bunny in the chat. Let's go ahead and bring Harrison on.
Bunny.
Hello.
Hello.
Bunny.
Oh. What's going on?
What you got to say, sir?
What's good? What's good, Jew? KSTYLZ.
What's happening, man?
I'm playing Madden right now.
Come
I
on,
know.
talk
It's
about
like
okay.
what is there to talk about? It's the off season. It's freestyle. Whatever.
Can y'all hear me now? I just have to put my headphone in. All right.
Okay, we can hear you.
So this is what I'm gonna say. In terms of the quarterback situation, right? Everybody's saying we should draft Justin Fields and we should get rid of Matt Ryan. But here's my thing, and I've been saying this in the chat the whole day. In my opinion, I think we should get our quarterback in free agency, not in the draft. And here's why. Here's why I say this. If you get a quarterback in free agency, you know what he can do, and he's proven. The quarterbacks that are in this draft are unproven. They haven't showed anything. Yet.
Mm-hmm.
We get a guy in free agency. He's already proven. We already know what he can do.
But what about Zach Wilson? I don't think it'd be the worst idea to get him and let him sit a few years or something.
Eh.
But
I mean,
but if
I
I feel the same way. I feel the same way about my Saints. I would rather get my quarterback in free agency because I would want to use the draft to get, because I think the Saints need a safety, in my opinion. Even as good as they've been, I would love to take a safety or a wide receiver.
Oh, well,
because I'd be fine with the quarterback being the highest paid, because it's that the quarterback is the main thing you need.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just want to say that, in my opinion, we shouldn't take a QB with our 4 picks because we got a lot of holes to fill, and our pick is too high for us to take a quarterback. Just in my opinion.
All right, so I'm about to say. So, what quarterback in free agency would you most likely hire?
Somebody I heard on the other episode. I wouldn't mind Jacoby Brissett, Marcus Mariota, Sam Darnold, just somebody competent.
Sam Darnold's pretty unrated in my opinion, but I think you're more likely to get Ryan Fitzpatrick. Is my guess.
I'll be
because Ryan Fitzpatrick,
he good.
Ryan Fitzpatrick as a backup is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You see some stuff he did with the Dolphins this year. Did some crazy stuff.
The main reason Ryan Fitzpatrick stood out to me was how he did at Tampa in the 3 games, but Dirk Cutter just wasted him. So, that didn't work out well.
Yeah.
What's up, Sergeant? And we see a third person in the chat, Trey. Go ahead and bring Mr. Trey on. Might as well just make this a whole Brady Bunch up on this screen.
It's a story.
I'm bringing you on, Trey. What's going on, Trey?
What's going on?
You with us?
Uh-oh.
You there?
He muted.
Trey trying to get his audio straight. He's trying to get his audio straight.
There we go.
I heard something. Hello?
Yeah,
It's in and out.
Now, home.
He getting updated by aliens, man.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I didn't get to finish my theme song. I was going to say, here's a story of AFN. We got fans and everybody talking. about the Falcons and football and whatever the hell you want.
Right off. That Mike is crazy, but he will get up and
You know, someone asked us earlier, did y'all watch the athlete combine this today?
Yeah, he will.
Oh, we still got this all going.
I was trying to ask a question. He's still singing. I was saying that you watched the athlete combine.
I have not.
You watched that? I shared it, so watch that. I watched about an hour of it already.
All I seen,
already.
Maggie, the only thing I seen was the guy. I think his name is Eric Stokes for Georgia, the DB.
Fast.
He ran like a 4.42, 4.40. I was like, yeah, he got speed on him. I went and looked at his tape, and I was like, man, that dude fast. Now I don't know how good of a player he is because we've seen fast guys come in the league, John Ross, that are bust.
Hey, you forgot the other one, Kendall Sheffield. Remember, they said the same thing about him.
Hey, I say the jury's still out on Kendall.
I mean, it's still out on him. I'm not shitting on him like that.
Yeah, the jury's still out on him.
I forget the dude. What's the receiver saying? Dang, what's his name?
He said John Ross. John Ross. So
Cincinnati.
I'm talking.
Might as well retire as.
What'd you say, Mike?
I don't know. I forget the Saints. I forget who. Dang, what's his name? I forget his name. But he's another one of those guys.
You talking about back in the day, or you talking about now? You talking about Devery Henderson?
I don't know. Now. No, it's not Devery.
Oh, Tommy Lee Lewis or something.
That is a Saints player.
That's his name, Tommy Lee Lewis.
Yeah,
he is a returner.
That's his name?
Yeah,
yep. Tommy Lee Lewis.
Yeah, that was the guy. That was the guy that got hit by Roby Coleman.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got a question.
Go ahead. What's your question?
So, about the Super Bowl, right? Them throws from Mahomes. Did we witness the two greatest incompletions ever?
Yeah,
Maybe.
we did.
Yeah, we did.
Those were NFL street throws he threw. And the bad thing about those incompletions, because they could have actually been called.
Yeah.
Who's
especially that one where he was parallel to the ground. It was parallel to the ground.
Shit, I wish I still had that picture, boy. That thing is amazing. That's gonna be the new Madden cover art right there.
Now see Trey and ATM in here. Oh Lord, we got a full house. Got a full house.
Bring them out.
This gonna be the last of it though. We're gonna have on Trey and ATM. Then we probably gonna end up closing out. We're going on about 2 hours. All right, so Trey, let's see. Let's try it out again. Let's try it out. Are you there?
It was a good thing.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Y'all can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Come on. Let's go.
What up, y'all?
What's going on, Trey?
What's up, man?
So I had a question for
okay.
I was looking at Aziz Ojulari's film these past days, edge rusher out of Georgia, and I was wondering what would y'all think if we traded back to like the 15, 20 and drafted him?
I seen his tape. That's the DN or the edge rush out of Georgia, and I'm sure Mike gonna want to get in on this talk. But I actually watched his tape, and it's somebody that I want to. You guys need to go watch. It's Vosh Lombardi. He does a great job at breaking down film. I know Mike actually seen his videos as well and knows Vosh Lombardi. He's a guy that breaks down film. He did a film breakdown on Aziz Ojulari, and he talked about his first step and him knowing how to use that club top. He's a guy that does have pass rush moves. He's not the best in the run game, like stopping the run and setting the edge and things of that nature, but he's good at pass rush. I don't know about in the first round though. Like if you're saying like in the first round, I think he's a player you can possibly get in the second round. Like if we decide to trade back and get multiple second round picks, or even in the third round, he might be a guy that's still around later on in the draft. I don't know about. I think it'll be too high. You'll be kind of reaching if you're going to take him in the first round. I wouldn't go with Azeez Ojulari because he's a guy that still needs to develop. He's not fully developed as a pass rusher, and he's not really a complete player, but he does have the physical traits, though. I'll give him that. He is a guy that has the physical traits. We'll see what his numbers look like in the combine and things of that nature. But I do think if he's a guy that's in a rotational guy, like you're going to use him in rotational pass rush, he's a guy that possibly do some things for you. But if you're counting on him from like day one, the reason I talked about Jalen Phillips out of Miami, to me, he's more polished and he's ready to come out right now. If you need him to produce, he can do some things for you right now because we need guys that's going to come in and not necessarily sit for a while. We need guys that can come in and give us some instantaneous, plug and play guys. And I don't think Azeez is a plug and play guy, but I'll let Mike run with it because I know that's another one of his Georgia Bulldogs. So he know better than I do.
What do you think about Malik Herring, though?
Malik Herring? Let me say this first. I don't really I could watch a lot on Malik Herring, but I will say this about Ojulari. Ojulari is what I say. He's one of those guys that would definitely have to have a like if you're drafting him, there has to be a plan. There has to be a plan with who he is. So you can't bring him in and say that he's going to be your edge rusher. You would have to have defensive end because what Grady Jarrett needs right at this point, he's still the centerpiece of that Falcons defense. It's Grady, so he would have to have. You have to bring in a defensive tackle for sure to not only free up Grady, but he would have to have a guy that's going to be, an asset to Ojulari to kind of help him, have his time, because he's going to be an edge. So you have to draft a defensive tackle in order to not only protect Ojulari, but it would be a running mate for Grady Jarrett. So like he has to. When you're drafting Ojulari, you have to have a plan. You can't just throw him in there and just say be our new pass rusher. You have to have a plan because he's not that great of a guy to run the game.
And is that ATM?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
Let's go, ATM. We gotta get you in here a little bit too. What's going on?
How y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
So I got this to say right here. Now everybody know that Brian Hill, that's Jew Talk Sports. That's his guy. I'm gonna just go ahead and say Arthur Smith was my guy. The day he got hired, I was so ecstatic because for the past 5 years, the red zone in the running game has been a problem. And I think it's even better that he has playoff experience as well, that he's lost in the playoffs. So whenever we do go to the playoffs with him, and we will, he'll be able to learn from those experiences, and, possibly, get us that Lombardi trophy.
Yeah, I was glad about that hiring as well. I'm actually just excited about it all, to be honest, just to see how it's going to, play out. Seeing this free agency, that's going to be interesting,
Exactly.
as well as a draft coming in. It's like, because right now we just in a tight spot, and I don't know what are we going to do. Like, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do.
I'm going to say this too. Mad Mike Sports and KSTYLZ, they said it was either last week or on Monday. They said that one thing that they wish Matt Ryan was better at is assertiveness. And I thought about it, and I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. When someone is incompetent or someone is lying on your name, sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Look at what Thomas Dimitroff did over the years, not building the trenches. Look what Dan Quinn did, not learning from his mistakes. Look at what Kyle Shanahan did. You went to another team and did the same thing that you did with us. Look at Raheem Morris. You were calling everybody out so much that Keanu Neal had to expose you. So I look at it like this. Matt Ryan didn't even have to say anything. Like the problems that we had with that general manager and them coaches, he really didn't even have to say anything. You could just see it on national television. And look where they at now with no Super Bowl and really without a job.
Right.
Coach has been a problem for the last.
And the only reason why Dan Quinn got a Super Bowl was because of Pete Carroll and that Legion of Boom. And we already know that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You got to remember, it's not Dan Quinn. It is Dan Gilbert.
Dan
Gilbert.
and I look at it like this too, Kstlyz.
I want to just say something.
Go ahead.
Say something for the people that
Who was that? Well, as you want to say something?
I want to say something for the people that want to Airbnb his head coach.
My God.
What I would say is I think Eric Bieniemy, no disrespect, but was kind of that Dan Quinn 2.0 as in this year's head coaching job situation. And the reason we hired Dan Quinn was because of Pete Carroll and how he did with that Legion of Boom. And you see how the Chiefs did with Eric Bieniemy with Andy Reid. And I did them. I'm just at least that Arthur Smith, people blame that last game that he had with the Ravens, but he was doing pretty well in 2019 and 20. Airbnb, I know, has been arguably with the best offense in the league the past 3 years, but we don't know when he's calling those trick plays that Tyreek's doing and Travis Kelce's at quarterback. We don't know when he's doing that. So what I would say for those people that still kind of hooked on hired an Eric Bieniemy or that type, you was probably going to get a Dan Quinn 2.0 in him.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. The time you put up points in the Super Bowl, man, it's like that's a huge question mark for me. 9 points is 9 points. That's just bad. All right. So I'm so glad that Arthur Blank has a brain, that those guys actually have a brain, and they did their homework on this guy, and he did not even get this guy an interview. All right, let's just be real. They didn't give him an interview for a reason. They knew exactly what they wanted, and they knew exactly what was wrong with their team, despite what a lot of people says, and they did exactly what was supposed to happen. So we're gonna give you guys one more opportunity to kind of speak, talk on anything you want to talk about real quick, and no, we continue to say, man, if you guys want to come in and speak, we're gonna do more of these throughout the season, especially throughout the during the season.
Oh yeah, definitely during the season. Post game gonna be the after show. That's something me and J Rock created for the season. So definitely look out for that for the season. But for the off season, we'll just every now and then we'll periodically ask the fans to jump on too. So, but definitely during the regular season, we'll have the after show for y'all to come on as much as you want to, including Saints fans, all kinds of fans. But go ahead and get your last minute thoughts in, and we're probably gonna go ahead and close this on out.
Like when you mentioned the Tommy Lee Lewis and the Nickel Roby Coleman call. I wasn't a fan then, so I can't remember exactly. But I remember New Orleans fans were not happy.
We kind of had a video where we brought up the paperwork that they put up. Brought the paperwork.
Yo, Kstlyz.
Yo.
Dan Quinn is the Gilbert God.
Remember
Gilbert God.
Remember, his catchphrase wasn't "Who's next"; it was "Who's first." That was his catchphrase.
So AFN, I'm looking at this. You know what I'm saying, and I'm looking at this list, and I know the Matt Ryan haters aren't gonna like it, and this debunking their narratives once again. Matt Mike, I sent you that Jake Matthews sack. Yeah, here's another stat that they're not gonna like.
I used it.
Fourth quarter. Look, fourth quarter comeback leaders, right? Number 1, Peyton Manning. Number 2, Tom Brady. 3, Drew Brees. 4, Big Ben. 5, Johnny Unitas. 6, Dan Marino. 7, John Elway. 8, Matthew Stafford. And number 9, Matt Ryan. And for all you haters, Matt Ryan has more fourth quarter comebacks than Phillip Rivers, Brett Favre, Eli Manning, Joe Montana, Warren Moon, Drew Bledsoe, Tony Romo, Russell Wilson. Do I need to continue? Oh, and he has more fourth quarter comebacks than Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco, because somebody tried to say that Joe Flacco was better than Matt Ryan. He has more than Troy Aikman and Terry Bradshaw.
I actually did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Everybody
So
gives so much hate.
I just want to know. Oh, and he has more than Michael Vick too. So I'm trying to figure out how does this man suck? And for those that say, oh, he played with great receivers, didn't Peyton Manning play with Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne?
Yeah.
Didn't Tom Brady play with Aaron Hernandez, Gronk, Wes Welker, and Randy Moss? Didn't Phillip Rivers have Latavius Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, Keenan Allen, and them boys?
You know what, ATM? You know what? You might need to be a regular because you speaking them facts, sir. You might need to come on.
Hey, look! I'm about to say he's money in the bank for a reason, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh, and speaking of money,
where is my money? That's why I didn't know.
You have 39 players under contract and still $20 million over the cap.
Wow.
Only 39 players under contract and $20 million over the cap. Come on now.
ATM said somebody gonna have a stroke from what you said. Appreciate you, ATM. Speaking them facts, just keep bringing them. Who we miss? Did Trey get a chance? Who we missing? One of y'all didn't get a chance to speak. Okay. What about you, John? You had one last word to say. Go ahead, Trey.
I mean to cut you off. For all the people that says Matt Ryan dead.
You broke up.
That's that Ricardo Allen connection.
I think it was Michael Vick. Michael Vick didn't want to hear that. That's Vick man didn't want to hear nothing.
I'm sorry, Trey. You cut off. Okay, John. While Trey getting himself together, what you have to say?
Sometimes when I do watch the Falcons, sometimes right before the snap, I see Matt Ryan kind of take the snap a little weird. It seems like he knows he's going to get hit even before the play started, because he doesn't have much time to throw.
I mean, when you ain't running the ball and you don't have the defense on their toes, you don't got to play the run. When you got Dirk Cutter calling the plays, you know he gonna call pass plays 90% of the time. So shoot, they ain't got to worry about no run game.
KFC farmer friend.
Yeah, my fault, farmer friend.
Get it right.
He got hired at KFC today,
and that's why he retired, because nobody wanted to pick him up, not even a college team.
I heard Trey talking.
KFC order.
Trey, were you back? Because I heard you talking. And we'll wrap it up with Trey.
Yeah, sir.
Somewhat.
Yeah, you hear me?
Mm-hmm. We can hear you now.
I don't hear nothing, man. I think that man getting a bit.
Okay, so I was saying that for all the people that say Matt Ryan's arm is dead.
Well, Trey, we it's been going in and out, unfortunately. So we're hearing you somewhat, and then it's go in and out.
In the past 5 years, ranked top 4 in 10.
It's going in and out, sir. We're gonna try this again. We'll try it again. Trey, we apologize. You going in and out. I'm gonna cut him. Let me go ahead and cut it off because you're going in and out. So we're gonna give it another try. But that's it, people. Let's go ahead and do our last minute shout outs and go ahead check us out tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The guys will be back as well. So that's it. That's all. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and do y'all last minute things.
We're gonna let the guests go ahead and plug their stuff, what they got first.
Anyway, subscribe to Mad Mike Sports and Atlanta Falcons Nation and all the other channels on here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
that, John.
So does Kstlyz have a YouTube channel, and what's the exact specific of it?
Just Kstlyz.
All right, because I tried searching for it and I couldn't.
Yeah, it won't be it won't be Kstlyz. It's just and then space Kstlyz. You'll find it that way.
Yeah. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You have to put the whole thing in there.
It will be in the link in the description of this.
Yeah, look at the description of this video. It's in the description of the video. So when you leave the video, it'll be on the description. It's actually in there now. If everybody want to go click on it, the description is showing everybody's channel on there. So you want to subscribe to everybody, go to the description in this video. So sorry, Trey. Maybe try again next show. We hope to have you back on, but it was just kind of the audio was in and out. So we really wanted to hear from you, but try again next time, okay? If you're still watching. All right. So, ATM, what you got?
Y'all know what to do, everybody in the comment section. Subscribe to everybody affiliated with Atlanta's Falcons Nation. And I'm not going to say no names because AFN they have an image that they're, trying to portray. But all you fans and you people on Twitter and you YouTube content creators that have been putting out them narratives, keep that same energy in April in the draft. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I'm going to be at y'all neck. I'm going to make sure to ask you. I keep receipts too.
We're going to have ATM on the draft show. How about that?
And subscribe to my channel as well.
Oh, what is your channel?
The name is John Kelly. It's a green picture with a white J.
Okay.
We got you on that one, man.
Yeah.
We'll find you. I'm actually looking you up now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. And ATM, yeah, we're going to have you on the draft show. How about that?
He's on Twitter.
Hey, Kstlyz.
Yo.
When the Falcons don't draft Justin Fields, I'm going to need you to bring that harmonica out.
hey, no, I'm going to tell you.
Amazing.
Hey,
I hope I can remember.
Look,
I hope I can remember.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm finna go ahead and I'm gonna find me a steel kazoo. I'm gonna find me a kazoo.
I'm gonna have my
I hope I can remember to watch. I hope I could remember to watch this on draft day just to see the fan base argue with each other.
Oh man. Right. Oh yeah, we're gonna announce it early so y'all have the awarding of it. So you won't miss it. We'll put an announcement up and let y'all know that we will be doing that. But it'll probably just be for the first round because we're not gonna sit from no 2 and
right.
I I totally understand that, but for the first night, it'll be funny.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing that for the first night. We're just gonna be in here acting the fool, just to watch that pick, and then beyond that, because that's gonna be. I just want, I'm gonna look at the camera just like this. So.
Trust me. I got some plans for that. So
hey, Mad Mike, you better not be set tripping again too, like you was the other day, man.
I had to tell him, bro.
Wearing that Tennessee Titans jacket. What you gonna do? Wear a Saints hoodie to support Terry Fontenot? Come on, man.
You're welcome, Harrison. Man. Appreciate you, Harrison.
Get your ass.
I support you, Mike, but I had to get on you.
I looked at him like, why are you doing this?
I support you, but I had to get on you, man. I had to hold you accountable. That's what we talk about.
If you don't know me by now, and I always got some up my sleeve.
Mad Mike don't care.
I always got some up my sleeve. All right. Come on, man. That man about the greatest head coaches in our history. All right. I wrote that for a reason. All right. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I subscribe to John Kelly, his profile. Let me actually get to you now. Let me go ahead while you.
I have 3 videos on it. Like they'll be able to tell.
Okay, but I know you said last time you were starting to do. You want to do this, so hey, get your fan base now. Why not?
All right, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But on that note, people, let's go ahead. The big veterans on the top. What y'all got to say? We'll go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, I started off, man. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Like I said, just your boy, just KSTYLZ said, I'm on the road to 1,000. I need about 800. I need about 875 of y'all to get to 1,000. Oh, I couldn't keep a straight face on that one. I'm sorry, that was so funny. But like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. Like I said, hey, it's Friday Night Madness. This is what we do. Like I said, we got the people on. We talk our stuff.
Yeah, we just freestyle.
Exactly.
My link to my YouTube channel is in the description.
Okay, appreciate you.
All right.
So people will know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see you on Twitter also, man. So like I said, man, we appreciate you. We definitely appreciate it. Ain't number love over here, bro.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Drew. You want to end that because I'll definitely end it. No, go ahead, Drew, because I want to end it. I got something.
Oh Lord.
Right.
Oh Lord.
Well, we just want to thank each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune in tonight to the show. As always, definitely hit all of the channels. Your boy Jew on the way to 1,000. AFN was on our way to 1,000. We both neck and neck right now.
We're gonna be neck and neck hitting. We're gonna be partying at the 1,000 crew soon.
Yeah, we neck and neck. Y'all definitely y'all hit that subscribe button. As always, I'm gonna have more draft talk coming for you guys. The draft is fastly approaching free agency. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who may be cut. Hey, we got a lot of videos coming for you guys, a lot more lives coming for you guys. For y'all to stay tuned in. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting my channel, supporting everybody up here. Maggie T's channel, Mad Mike, KSTYLZ. Definitely continue to hit that like and subscribe button. But as always, you guys enjoy your night. I'm gonna end it like that. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, hey, Mike, let me get something out the way right quick before you get to yours. This just gonna be quick second. NBA All-Star Weekend. Why are we doing this? Why? We're gonna have the skills competition before the game, and halftime show is gonna be slam dunk contest. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Go ahead, Mike.
And the mayor talking about no partying or none, but I see parties gonna be all over the place. Folks said, I don't care what you got to say, Mayor.
We're gonna stop black people from partying.
We're gonna find a way. We ain't gonna be in Atlanta partying. We're gonna take it to Cobb County or somewhere else. We're gonna be in Decatur. Shoot, we partying. Don't worry about Atlanta not partying. We partying somewhere in Georgia. Don't worry about that. Somebody's backyard or something. Somebody mansion party. We partying somewhere. Don't worry about it. Because all the ballers gonna be in town. Oh, it's spring break.
Is
it? Is it spring break coming up? You know, spring break do be kind of early sometimes for college, at least.
Yeah, because they don't
spring break down here is not this week, but next week for the kids down here.
That's what I'm saying. Spring break be really early now. Crazy. What happened to the real spring break? And it said V103 says otherwise. I'm saying they're gonna party regardless. You just can't have an all-star weekend and don't expect nobody to party. My behind gonna be in the house doing what I do. I might invite the AFN crew over, but I ain't getting out them streets. Okay,
right, Mike,
so it's late March. Okay, go ahead, Mike. And then he froze up, so this would be epic. The champ is here. We just gotta wait on Mike now. Like, what is he saying?
Oh Lord, Mike about to get on. Get on something.
Lord, see, they know what? They ain't want Mike to say what he had to say.
No, it was about to be epic.
Gucci got a party somewhere. So yeah, everybody. That is his surprise. Well, on that note, Mike was going to be all epic and stuff, but we'll save it for tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have Twisted Torch TV. Look. Yeah. You got to work, but we're going to have a couple of, they didn't want Mike to speak. Yeah. I don't think they wanted to hear him talk. So, all right, people, check us out tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be talking about past players, which will be fun. You know, who was a free agent bust? Who was great free agent? There you go. He's trying to get back in here.
Wait a minute.
Let's go ahead.
I got to do the NWO thing.
No. Hold up. My computer decided they want to just crash. I don't know what's going on with Google Chrome, but they just wanted to keep a player down. But I'm gonna say it like this. I don't really give a damn about what anybody says at this point, but if you people good looking hunky, if you just gonna come in here and just cause division and troll and shit, you can get the fuck up off of this staff. Like, you can get the fuck up off of here, because what we hear, if you're going to support here, whether you're a Saints fan, whether you're a Tennessee fan, whether you an Indianapolis Colts fan, what you will not do is just come in here and think you're just going to troll and it's just going to be okay. So all you people who are admins, moderators of this channel, this is the reason why we got you as moderators. You guys make sure that, you not guys understand the culture, what we're trying to, establish here. We're not going to let outsiders come in here and try to, troll this is our, okay? I'm going to repeat this. This is our platform. So anybody that want to come in here and troll and just think they're just going to come in here and just cause division and just get crazy. Nah, bro. Like, you can go on Twitter, you can go on Instagram, you can go anywhere else. Don't bring that crap here. I will suggest you unsubscribe. I don't give a flying fuck. But what you would not do is come here and think you're just gonna come in here and just troll all day. Like, we have fun, we respect each other, but we're not gonna come here and disrespect each other and troll. So with that being said, I truly appreciate those who understand the culture that we're trying to create here. Like I said, I'm gonna do my best to not cuss you motherfuckers out. All right. I'm gonna do my best to not cuss y'all out, but it ain't nothing but love, man. But just let's try to keep this trolling crap to a minimum. Have fun. You guys we will be back tomorrow, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I forgot. Miss Maggie looking at me like I done lost my mind. But yeah, this is not a troll. This is not troll central, man. I love you guys. I appreciate it. But this is not troll center. This is here to have fun, respect each other's opinion. And that's what Mad Mike Sports, Atlanta Falcons Nation, Miss Maggie T, just Kstlyz, and Jew Talk Sports. We're absolutely here to do nothing.
I wouldn't have gave it any energy. I wouldn't have gave it any energy, to be real.
Oh, I know. But
on that note, people, we out of here.
Yeah.
All right, peeps. All right, whatever case that.
You wanted me to bring it out with a song?
Go ahead.
But y'all wanted me to bring it out with a song?
Oh God.
Yeah. This is AFN. On the next episode, we will talk about these old ass players. Deuces.
It's gonna be fun though. I love history. I love it.
hey, I'm back.
See y'all later.
Yeah.